My favorite part of this episode of Love and Hip Hop was Saucy Santana's scenes. So I really like that he addressed what happened at his Pride event. I didn't know that anything happened, that there was any beer, mace, or anything like that. But I really like that they incorporated it into the episode, because I was thinking, wait, what? Something happened? Like people were trampling on each other, like people got injured. I don't think anybody got killed. I think it would have been a bigger story if that was the case. But if I was a fan at this event and then I came and watched Love and Hip Hop, I would want it to be addressed. Like I would want to see that the person that I came to see and celebrate cared if something happened to me or not. Because I mean, without the fans, these people are nothing. So I really, really enjoyed him having the conversation with his mom and talking about, how affected they were and how terrible it was that they couldn't just enjoy, his performance because a girl and a guy got in a fight. And I mean, how they even got beer mace into the arena, the event, I don't know. I've been to Pride events, so I guess like if it's like a neighborhood block thing, there's no security in and out. You just in, right? There's no like entrance to have somebody, check. It's not like a festival. So I get it. I also, right, people who are LGBT have like a really big space in my heart. It's one of the areas that I specialized in as a psychologist. I went through mentoring. I read all the things, the articles, the research. I had conversations with so many people like across the spectrum, like Saucy Santana was explaining. It's an umbrella, but there's so many differences within it. One of the things I do know for sure is this is a sensitive population, and they often are at risk for abuse, being kicked out of their home, and not having access to resources. And then when you add the intersectionality of being Black and LGBT, it just makes things even worse because, as you know, you exist on the internet, right? You watch things, people can be incredibly, incredibly nasty and mean and hurtful and homophobic to people who are not behaving in like a straight way, right? Even if they're straight, you have to behave in that way in order to like avoid attacks. So I really loved them going to the safe house and having a conversation, and the woman who's trans, talking about her experience and transitioning when she was 65 and she's 65, 68 now. Like those stories are so real. And I feel like if people actually had conversations with people who were different from them, these are things I actively look out, having conversations or looking at content that is not something within my sphere so that I can have an understanding of other people. I love that. I mean, if there's anything that Love and Hip Hop is doing right, I really, really, really like that they provide a platform for people who identify as LGBTQIA to get paid, but also to direct them to resources and acknowledge, okay, life, the world can be real hard on you, but there are safe places that you can go to and thrive, And it doesn't have to be the Saucy Santana way, right? Like going into entertainment or media is not the only way. The trans woman who was explaining, having to start all over, losing everything, but still being able to like be hardworking and, be a good person, to work herself up to, a really impressive job. Like if that's what you want, I like, hands down, my favorite moment from this episode. From here on out, it only gets messy, okay? Let's talk about Scrappy and Erica and Emani. Somehow they represent, I think it would be interesting to see how many times I sigh when I am reviewing Love and Hip Hop. I think they represent in so many ways the typical Black family. Erica, first baby mama, trying to work it out with her man, like when they were together, and him being immature and not ready to be a husband and not even really a good father. I mean, that fatherhood event, whatever. The difficulties in communication that they have with their daughter is a reflection of their communication, Erica and Scrappy, with each other. They don't communicate well, right? So we see even now, because all this time I've been saying, I don't understand why Erica would be interested in Scrappy. I don't get it. So in this episode, she lets us know we've been hanging out. I caught it when she said that. And we're not dating. Okay. Last time you said something about Scrappy, you was like, oh yeah, we talking. I'm just waiting to see what he wants or what he does. I was like, this is just a mess. Maybe she had a conversation or heard something about what Amy was saying, or realized, Scrappy is still in people's DMs, or I don't know. remember that this is the same man. I don't know. Her saying that in front of Emani, I think is inappropriate because she hasn't had a conversation with Scrappy yet. And I get the sense that they do not come as a unit to make decisions for the child, which is not necessary when you're co-parenting, but it's one of the healthier ways to co-parent, that we agree on certain things, we compromise on certain things, but our line of communication is open as far as it comes to our child. Now, I don't know how old Emani is, but it sounds like she's in college. Sounds like she's in her second year of college. So let's say she's like 20. Why are you threatening to take away this adult child, right? She's still your child, but she's an adult. Her car and her TV. Ooh, you know what that breeds? That feeling then becomes familiar that everything can be taken away. She's going to partner with somebody who leads her to feel powerless. That's just the way it is. And so now we're also hearing that Emani is so distracted with a boy. A boy is, making her grades fail, all that stuff. I mean, this is the formula. If you look at how Erica behaved in this relationship with Scrappy, if you look at how Scrappy behaved in this relationship with Erica, if you look at how they tussled back and forth, they're really physical, right? But argued back and forth about Emani, who was doing this, who was doing that, the breakdown between Emani and her mom. I don't know all the details of that, but I can only see that happening as Emani is entering womanhood and wanting more independence, because that's the natural thing when you come of age, to want some separation between you and your parents, that you all would butt heads, that there's time for some space, right? Whatever happened between them, threatening to take away her stuff will only leave her feeling infantilized. So even her describing her mother as a dictator, wild, telling, it gives us a lot of sense on, even if Erica is not a dictator, right? You have to do what I say or else. She is making Emani is feeling that way. I don't want to say make, because you can't make somebody have feelings. Emani is feeling that way in response to how Erica is choosing to parent her. I think it's very, very important to let kids fail. So when they're younger, 3, you let them fall. You don't come rushing to pick them up. You say, are you okay? You let them come to you. You soothe them. But you from then on, 3, 13, 23, you have to let them fail at things. And so, my son, sometimes he misses the school bus. He's in 12th grade. So it happens rarely. But to get to the point where he can be on time for school, do you think I was there reminding him he needs to wake up and coming to the door and making sure, and then, oh, you missed the bus, I will take you to school? No. The foundation has been set that education is very important and discipline is very important. And so I'm going to help you, right? We build up to it. So we wean off from being the parent that wakes your kid up from school. But eventually, you're going to have to miss the bus and miss school. If you are unable to do what you say you're going to do, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. So Emani already has natural consequences, we call it in psychology. If she fails school, there are already consequences. She failed. Can you let her deal with real life? You're not always going to be there to save her. And you might feel like you can, but definitely after you pass away. Have you seen adults, children in their 40s, 50s, 60s, who are just, lost once their parent is gone? They have no idea what to do because they've been coddled this entire time. I get the sense that Emani does not want to be coddled. She wants to be trusted. She wants to be let alone to fail, to rise up, to try again, to do better. And that, you trying to control me and manipulate me by taking away the things that you gave me, pulling things over my head, it's not going to work. It very much sounds like a financially abusive man, trying to control his woman. He's going to take this away, take that away. Money is power. And so making sure you have your own money as a young child, you understand why some kids disassociate themselves from their parents, or when they start making money, distance themselves from their parents and don't let their parents have access to their money. Because this kind of controlling behavior is so unhelpful in parenting. It does not foster love or connection. It just makes the child want to be away from you, which is exactly what we see. Before I saw them do the sit down with Emani, when Emani was just with Scrappy, I said, oh, poor Emani. You can see it on her face. You can see it in her body that she is carrying so much pain. And so I hope she goes to therapy, if she's not in it already, to deal with just the mother-daughter stuff, the father-daughter stuff, family dynamic stuff. I mean, Mama D is her grandmother. Okay. I'm hoping the best for Emani, but I can't imagine that her boyfriend is good for her. If she's already failing because she's all wrapped up in his world and, you know, likely seeking validation from him because she's definitely not getting it from her parents. Ooh, it's just history repeating itself. And so, because we can see generations in this family, you can see how trauma goes from grandparent to child to grandchild. When no one is dealing with the problems that are in the family, you just keep passing it down. You gotta break the curse some way. Oh, I do have to say, Bambi was wearing clothes in this episode. Great job. But now we have to talk about Jessica. I wrote ED. She does not look well. The things she says sound real loopy. Um, I don't think she's eating. She might be too high all the time. Mm, Can somebody check on her? Because now that she's having a breakdown in communication with Karlie Redd, I don't think she's okay. And I guess she's not like a full-time cast member, so we don't get all the things in her life. But it's important to eat well and to exercise. She could stand to lift some weights, but I think if she lifted weights, she would pass out. Okay, moving on. Yes, the chicken farm stuff was boring. And since we're talking about passing out, Khaotic passed out. Why did they give us no context for this? They just wanted to show the ambulance because it's somebody, the ambulance was called. The passing out thing is kind of wild. Also leads me to believe that there's, you know, drugs involved somewhere. That's not normal. Why is your blood pressure so high? I don't think it's like because you're eating a lot of bad food. I don't know. Is it hereditary? I need more information. And I really enjoy when Khaotic and his big teeth are in front of our screen. I think he's so jubilant. Like, I don't think joyful is the right word, but he has so much energy and it feels positive. I enjoy when he's on the screen. He's, you know, fun, funny going. It might be sad clown. What do you call it? Yeah, sad clown syndrome. It might be that. I mean, I don't put it past anybody in this show to be depressed because somebody was talking and I was hearing depression. Who was talking and I was hearing depression? I don't remember. That might not even be the show. Anyway, Khaotic. I'm concerned. I need more information. Somebody give it to me, please. I know he's only a friend, but I would like to know, like, is he okay? The jokes that Zell and Bobby were doing were real ghetto. I mean, I thought they were real ghetto considering, like, somebody passing out, you know, can hit their head, can be in danger. Like, I don't know. That wasn't okay to me. I don't know if there's much to say about Joc, Mendeecees, Kirk, hanging out. Khaotic was there. He was funny. The fatherhood events. Are these good fathers? I want to pull the kids. On the outside looking in, I am not seeing evidence for good fatherhood. I feel like I have evidence for fathers who know who their kids are, but I'm not sure you know what your kids are going through. I'm not sure your kids feel loved and cared and appreciated. I think the jury's out on that. I'd love to talk to the kids to get some information about how they feel. Mendeecees talking about the losing his ring. Ooh, the nonchalance. Is there anything worse than an indifferent man? I need my man to be obsessed with me. I need when I'm upset, he wants to understand. He wants to communicate, right? To solve the problem. He wants to make sure I'm good. That's the kind of man I would want. I lost my wedding ring, and when we argue, I just don't feel like looking for it. I mean, it feels to me, it feels like we don't have any evidence for why he doesn't care. I don't get what has been shown that would support your lackadaisical attitude towards making sure your wife is good. I've been seeing people online say that he is cheating on her, that he doesn't want to be with her, he doesn't like her. I don't know if any of that is true, maybe, but something weird is going on, and we definitely do not have all the information. In the preview for the next episode, I don't think Yandy is going to tell us. I'm not sure she's gonna tell us like why they have problem. Like for real, right? Everything from them feels like fluff and feels like Yandy is very much controlling the narrative and making sure that we only know so much. Whereas Rashida is just letting it all hang out. Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I thought it felt so disrespectful. Like if that was my husband talking like that on TV in front of men, oh, 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 no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Like Kirk, he would be sleeping in a different house. I just, I don't know. So wild. Joc and Kendra, that was like a blip in time. All we saw was that one conversation they had. I didn't really feel like I got anything from it. I had seen the video of the woman that was like in Joc's face and upset. And somehow I feel like these men don't understand the optics. I've heard Dr. Simone on Married to Medicine talk about you men are targeted. Like you have to realize you are being targeted. Like there are people who recognize you, know who you are, and they're just waiting to take, an opportunity, waiting to record you doing something, waiting for a viral moment. I fully believe that. And while the men on Married to Medicine, I think, actually want to be husbands, the men on Love and Hip Hop, I don't know. I feel like not only is Joc not aware that the optics are just wild and, leaves his wife in a vulnerable position, I don't know how much he cares. Does he, right? I think he cares to the extent that I don't want my wife in my face yelling at me. Kendra, you really have to stop doing that. But does he care enough to make sure it doesn't happen again? I don't know. I don't get that from Joc. I feel like Joc just is like, I'm a player, right? When I see Joc, I don't see husband. Like I don't get, does any of these men give me husband? No, Kirk does give me husband. Kirk does give husband. Anybody else married? I don't think anybody else gives husband energy. Even that, the short couple, that man does not give husband energy. He gives like hype man, like, oh, I'm the short fun guy. He does not give husband energy. I don't know if I'm missing somebody. Is there another husband on the show that gives husband energy? These men do not give husband. They do not, like, they give men who should never have been married is what they give. Like they give bad husbands, which I guess is what they are. They really give bad husbands. I also made a note about Kendra repeatedly threatening divorce. So as a woman who's getting ready for marriage, one of the things I'm learning from married people is divorce is not a word that you use during an argument. You do not threaten divorce. It's one of the most toxic things you can do, to threaten like the trust and the foundation that's a part of your relationship. So because the trust is already not there, I get why Kendra constantly brings up divorce or threatens to file for divorce or allegedly files for divorce, whatever it is. She has to deal with her own feelings. And this might feel like a hard thing, but when she walked into the room with Joc and sat down and was like, I'm so tired of this, she is familiar with that feeling. I don't think, like, if Joc acted right, acted like a husband, built the trust back, I think Kendra would find something else wrong with him. I think she likes that. Not, like is not the right word, but when I'm working with women who love too much, women who are addicted to the relationship, addicted to fixing the relationship, they are used to, they're comfortable with that feeling of insecurity, that feeling that there's something else that needs to be fixed. Like they just keep coming back to that feeling, and it's because it feels comfortable, right? So it's not like they like it. They don't like it, but it is comforting in a way. It's comfortable in a way that they constantly go back and forth with it. What I recommend to women who are in relationships like Kendra is, I mean, what is in the book Women Who Love Too Much that I have a bunch of videos on my channel about. You stop trying to fix the relationship and you fix you. Like there are so many insecurities in you. There's so much low self-esteem and so low worth in you that need to be dealt with. When she was, ticking off her accomplishments to Zelle, you're trying to use these as like your security blanket. Like, I feel good about myself because I have all this stuff. I'm beautiful and I'm rich. Da, 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 da. But you still feel bad. You still don't feel good about yourself, right? And you can create a world and a relationship where peace exists and peace predominates. But it's so hard for you because the internal peace is not there. And so if she was my client, right, we would be working on internal peace. How do you find this internal peace? And sometimes the relationship will improve. Most times it doesn't. Or the relationship will end, which is often what it will happen because the other person is so also used to you nagging and being like this and bringing things up and then never leaving and back and forth and arguing and, all this stuff. Start therapy, go back to therapy, keep seeing your therapist. I don't know which one it is, right? I don't really think even if these people are in therapy, I'm not sure they're really doing the work. I think they might be venting to their therapist. But when you come to a therapist like me, I'm not going to let you vent 1 or 2 sessions, but we have to get down to business. We have work to do. You have behaviors to change. You have a mindset to shift. Like we're not just here to talk and chuckle and make somebody else the problem. You are the problem, okay? You're the problem for you. Not you're the problem for Joc. Joc is his own problem. He has to deal with his own stuff. You have to deal with your own stuff. And the more people focus on that, the more healthy relationships will be. Just a blip. We'll see what happens with Kendra. I don't know. It don't sound like she left Joc. I mean, I believe him when he said this was a woman who was upset that she couldn't get into the party. But the optics of it, why are you letting a woman get that close to you? Why does she feel so comfortable getting that close to you in your face because she's so upset? Nah, you need to step back, girl. And men don't have to do that with their words. They can do that with their actions. And Joc didn't do it. I don't think he even thought of it. Anyway. And then let's end with, I'm rolling my eyes. It's so stupid. End with Karlie Redd. We started great and now we're ending stupid. And Bambi. Karlie Redd, another woman who is so insecure. Ooh, she is so insecure. She sees attacks everywhere, even where there is not an attack. Bambi is easily triggered because wasn't she just about to get into something with Amy? I'm trying to remember that fight. Who was in that fight? Amy, Karlie Redd? No. There was something, whatever. Oh my God. Okay. The gates. I feel like based on the way Bambi reacted to the gate comment, I feel like they already had a conversation about it and they came to a solution. Like, girl, you said you was going to take care of it. Why are you bringing it up again? That's what I got from it. I don't know that that's what they decided, but that was the impression that I got. How Karlie Redd went from the gate to now you sleeping with my ex and you sleeping with all these other people. I don't know. Why would she do that? Also, does this friend group not have any girl code? I couldn't imagine doing business with my friend's ex who tormented her or who from her perception was very negative to her. I don't know why. Like, there's so many other businessmen out there. I can't do business with somebody else. Karlie Redd saying that, he only sleeps with, he only does business with women he sleeps with. I think it's true for her. I think Karlie definitely attracts men who feel like they can use her. And because she's used to being used, that's what's happening. I also had a thought about her and her fiance, that they're doing business together and that they're not in a real relationship. I forget what made me think that. But it's good exposure for him. It's a good storyline for her, even though it's 2011 times. And it's a win-win. Like, we do this for a year. I come back next year with somebody else and it's no big deal. That's what it was given. But the fact that Bambi swung on her, for women who lack emotional intelligence, that is the response I would expect. So one of my triggers, I don't think I've ever talked about on my channel, is being lied on. Like you telling me what I did, and I literally did not do the thing, but you so adamant that I did it, and you lying on me. You lying on me? Okay, I didn't grow up in the hood, right? And I didn't grow up where there was physical violence. So physical violence is not my go-to coping, right? I might shut down, or when I was a kid, I used to cry. I'll be like, that's not true, and get like real heated. But even my heated is not like, I'm not going up in any man's face because I promise you I'm not doing that. But I'm going to say some things to express my anger about you lying on me. For women who did grow up hood or hood adjacent, I understand why Bambi would swing on her, because it's a triggering thing for somebody to blatantly lie on you. You lying on you lying on me? No, get out of here. I get it. I think I tried to watch again to see I think Kendra caught Bambi. I was like, did she fake? Did she like fake, or did Kendra put up her arm and kind of stop her from hitting Karlie? Okay. Anyway, it was so unnecessary to go that far. I mean, a gate. She's not even sleeping with all these men. I mean, Bambi, come on, look at Bambi. I don't think, Bambi knows she's cute. But I think she has her own money and she doesn't have to like sleep her way around. And I also think her leaving Scrappy like helped boost her self-esteem. So now she just thinks she's, hot stuff. And I don't think she would just sleep with a man to get something. I don't think she's at that phase in her life. I think she's been there before, but I do not think Bambi is there where she's just sleeping around to get stuff. I don't think she's there. So I think Karlie is just really, really insecure, really needs to get some help. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this episode. A well-rounded episode, interesting highlights. Good luck to all these people. Let's see. Give the video a like. Let me know your thoughts on who do I care about? Who do I want you to tell me about? Let me know your thoughts on Joc and Kendra and Emani. Can you see what I see about Emani being in pain? I don't really care about Karlie and Bambi. Do you think what's her name has a EV? Jessica? Okay. That's it. Share this video with somebody who likes love and hip hop reviews, all the things. And thank you for watching.